today we did more side control. Kind of. I think we did these last Monday with him again. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so side control, then side triangle, armbar. We did armbar, side triangle, and then taking the back. Well, paper cutter, taking the back from from the knee pinch, lapel control. First one is armbar. So side control, he bridges into you, you ride the bridge, and then you come back down in knee on belly. So you, with your lower hand, so let's say his head is to your left. So he bridges, you ride the bridge. As you're riding up, your right hand slides into a gooseneck on his far hip with your forearm running along his hip line. Then, and your right knee slides across also. Is that right? Yeah, so then your right shin is along his hip line also. Yeah, something's wrong there. Yeah. Your right hip, your right knee, your right shin is along his hip line. Your right wrist is goosenecking his far hip. Your left hand has a thumb in the collar behind his neck. And then your left foot is on the ground. You want to have the pressure through your toes, maybe even just your big toe. No, your knees are not on the ground at all. So all your weight is on, 95% of your weight is on your right shin. So now he pushes against your knee. So with your right hand, you underhook his left arm, and that's open because he's pushing against your knee. And then so now you're gripping the back of his shoulder. You pull him toward you, not like pulling him up, but so he's on his side. With your left hand, you grip his neck, pushing his head down. That allows you to step over with your left leg. You don't want to have a big step to step over. You want to have a series of small steps, at the end of which your left knee is kneeling along his back. So you still have your right arm gripping the back of your shoulder. So now you're in a knee pinch. So your right arm can slide through to his elbow, down through your elbow. So your elbow is as deep in his arm. You can take your left arm and underhook his arm, the same arm from the other side down to his elbow. Now you want to break. He'll probably have a grip on his other hand. So you need to break that grip. So you can sit. Now you can sit. You have control of his arms, so you can sit. And you want to pull his arm above his head and above your right knee. So you just pull using your elbows. You pull his arm over your right knee, and now it should be in a weaker position, and you can stretch back, break the grip. Then, if he wants a hitchhiker, he needs to be going toward your head. So what you want to do is bring that arm to your left side. You have control of his left arm. So you want to bring his left arm to your left hip. Bring his left arm to your left hip with his knuckles against your chest. And then if you just bring his arm more to that side, it's flexing his elbow the wrong way, and you'll get the arm bar. So traditionally, you would want his thumb pointing up, and then you bend it and you go straight back. This way, you have a little more control over the arm. So it should be a little easier. At some point also, you want to step your left foot over his body to pinch, I think. I mean, I know you should, but I don't know if you have to keep the control. So that's the arm bar. The side triangle is once you step over, you get into a knee pinch. So you're in the knee pinch. Oh, so the key between going to the arm bar and the side triangle is if your right heel, where's your right heel? Is it inside the armpit or on outside of his arm? So is your right heel below his arm and in his armpit, or is it above his arm? So between his shoulder and his neck. So if it's between his shoulder and his neck, then you want to go arm bar. If it's between his arm and if it's below his arm, so in his armpit, then you want to do side triangle. And that's when you're stepping around the head into knee pinch. So you're in knee pinch with your foot, with your heel in the armpit. You have his left arm. You have your left arm through his left arm up to the elbow, and your right arm. So here you fall to your side. So you're falling to your hip, to your left hip, not to your butt. You're falling to your side. Then you want to use your right foot. So your right foot is inside the armpit. So you can, it's like you have an underhook with your right foot. So you can use that to pull his body. So what you ideally want to do is you want to have his throat in the back of your knee, or his neck in the back of your knee. So there's two things you need to do. You need to get his neck in the back of your knee, and then you need to get your left leg under his neck. So right now, when you first fall over, his torso and shoulder is on top of your left leg. So first, you want to get your right leg position so you still have control. And then second, you want to get your left leg out from under his torso. So first things first, you use your right leg. You use that under hook on with your right knee to pull his neck into position. You can grab his right arm with your right arm to help with that, and then you slide your left leg from under his body to like under his neck. Then at this point you can lock the triangle. So your right leg is curled around his neck and under his arm. And then you can bring your left leg from the bottom and lock on him and lock the legs together. So then to finish, you instinctually might think of extending your legs and pushing your hips out to close it, but that would actually be wrong. What you should do is move your knees together. Just squeeze your knees together. Your knees are like a sandwich, one on top of the other right now, so you just want to move the top one vertically down and the bottom one vertically up. Yeah, you don't want to flex your hips out. So that's the side triangle. And then the third one is back take or paper cutter. So from like a lapel hold. So you're in the knee pinch. So what you want to do is you want your left arm, you want the arm coming from the back, his back side, to have the underhook on the arm. So yeah. So in this case, the one that we've been working on this whole time, it's your left arm. So your left arm comes through to the elbow, then and now you have control of his left arm. So now you can take your right arm, take his lapel. It would be his, ideally I think it would be his left lapel, but it's the tail end. And it's probably better actually if it's under his belt, so you don't need to pull it through his belt. So take that and pull it so it's taut. Tim said to twist it. I'm not sure what that does. Probably just to take more slack out of it. And then you pass it from your right hand to your left hand. So your left hand has an underhook on his left arm, and now has the lapel to lock in his arm. So you have a lot of control. You have like full control of his left arm. You're gripping it with your thumb up. So now you can just use your left arm to like control his entire body. If you come down, if you come off of him, if you can get his shoulders flat, then you can take a paper cutter grip and do a paper cutter. Alternatively, you still get the paper cutter grip, but you can't get his shoulders flat on the ground. In this case, now you're kind of squatting behind him. You're still in a knee pinch situation. You have that. Then yeah, you can bring your right leg back onto his backside. I guess so it's like a knee pillow sort of situation, maybe. Or actually, I think you're just squatting. I think you're just squatting behind him now. You can step over with your left foot across his hips, so your left foot is now in front of his hips. And then, oh, okay, yes, that's right. And now you are squatting. So now you lean toward his feet, and then you can sort of do like a squat with your right foot to pull him up. So you have the lapel grip with your left hand, you have the paper cutter grip with your right hand. You lean toward his feet, and now you kind of do a squat more with your right foot, and that sort of picks him up. And now you can roll to your left side and take his back. Pretty sure that's all the steps there. Yeah, just the lapel gives you a really strong connection, and then which allows you to like really get your legs situated. And It allows you to do like a full squat up.